Welcome to Lebanon Now's Conversation with Candidates. I'm David Millsap. The purpose of our conversation is to give you, the voter, insight on local races for school board, city council, local and state and county offices. Our conversations with candidates allow you to hear directly from those seeking office in the April elections, and as time goes by, the August primary and the November general election. Our guest today is a former Lebanon educator, Jina Richardson, spent 30 years at the Lebanon High School as a math teacher and instructional coach, and now a candidate for the Lebanon R-3 school board. Jina, tell me why you're running for the school board.
Well, there's a lot of reasons. First and foremost, first of all, I am a math instructor, and so I'm all about numbers and data. And so my number one reason is 4,500.
And what is that?
That is how many students are in our district here at Lebanon R3. And that's really why I'm running. I'm running to support kids, support teachers. And then second of all, my second number is 1, because we just had my first grandchild. And right now he's living with us because his dad is deployed to Japan. And having that has given me a different perspective. And so seeing him, I'm already thinking about his education. And even though he lives out of state, I hope that someone in his district will step up and run for the school board to make sure he has a really good education, just like we provide ours here in Lebanon.
What's the biggest issues facing the Lebanon public school system, and how do you plan on addressing those issues?
Well, I know morale right now in education is tough. Ever since COVID, education has changed a lot from the time I started in the 90s to what it is now. Teachers are just under a microscope, it seems like, and I want to kind of take that pressure away. I know a lot of things are about test scores, but a child's education is more than just one score on the one test that they take. I want teachers to feel supported, and I feel like my experience in the classroom and just in the district itself, I know kind of the lingo. I know some of the committees and the work that they're doing because I've been there and done that. I want to bring that perspective to the board so that teachers do feel supported, because if teachers feel supported and empowered, that just carries over to a kid having a great education.
How do you balance the needs of a student, the needs of the staff, both certified and non-certified, concerns of the public when it comes to your decision making?
Well, I'm going to come right back to that 4,500. Like, that's what it's about. And the 4,500 is affected by, I think we're around 900 employees right now, certified and not. And so really that should be the main focus. Now, I know other things come into play. Like right now, there are some budget issues. In fact, the school board's meeting today to discuss that. And those are going to be decisions that are going to have to be made. What I want to see is that we are able to do the most with the budget that we have and not affect the classroom.
There's a push at the state legislature for open enrollment, and that's been there for a couple of years now. I'm not sure that anybody knows exactly what that looks like, but the general concept is to allow parents to choose whatever district that they want to send their child to meet the educational needs of their child. Is that a threat to the public school system as a whole, and is it a threat to the Lebanon R3 system?
I feel very strongly about this. Open enrollment sounds good in theory. And if you're in a school district like Springfield, where it would be, and they already kind of are open enrollment, like a kid can decide, even though I live in Central District, I'm going to go to Kickapoo. We don't have that luxury here, but we don't need it. Our school district is great. I've raised 3 kids here. I've had almost 3,000 students that I've tried to teach math to. And I think it would really hurt the small school districts and even like the surrounding ones with us. But even us, if parents pull their kids from Lebanon, that's going to hurt, our finances because we're not going to get that money from their attendance. And And also, I just feel like it's going to be an open door. Kids coming in, kids coming out. Parents can change their mind at any time. And I really hate it for even the smaller school districts like Stoutland, Conway, all of our small schools, even our sending schools to our tech center. If parents pull from those, I don't think that it's there's equity in the idea of open enrollment statewide.
One of the other big issues at the state level has been the Most Scholarship Fund, which the original idea of that was, and we'll call it school vouchers for private schools, was it would be funded privately. We've now seen dollars from taxpayers now used in that way. What's your thought on that?
It kind of goes along with the open enrollment. I think a lot of the people who are making those decisions don't live in a school district like Lebanon, Missouri. Their kids aren't going to the school that they were raised in. You know, if you look at our school board right now, I was thinking about this last night. We're a really big district. People don't want to say that we are, but we are. And right now, all of our board members, and even after the election on April 7th, all of the board members are LHS alumni. Like, they were basically born here, raised here. They're raising their families here. And I don't think that what they're doing at the state level with the vouchers or the scholarships and the open enrollment, I don't think that Lebanon, Missouri is their focus, communities like ours. So again, I'm not a fan of that. I raised my kids here. If my kids lived here, I would be thrilled that my grandkids would be going here.
How do you impact the decision-making at the legislature level from the local area as a school board member?
Well, we do have a state Missouri school board association, so we can go through that. I'm also a retired teacher, so I have the avenues to, we have voices in Jeff City for that too, and I've been, emailing and sending letters and signing the petitions of all of that through the Retired Teachers Association. But really, to me, I just want to be in Lebanon and just do what's best for us within what we can control right now. Hopefully, someone will wake up in Jeff City and maybe things will change. But my focus is just going to be Lebanon R-3 and our kids.
School board is kind of a unique position. It's one that's nonpartisan in that you don't have to declare whether you're Republican or Democrat or any other party affiliation. With that said, most of this community is very conservative, especially around taxation and spending. Yes. School board members are often faced with tough financial decisions. What do you believe are the toughest financial questions that will have to be answered over the next 3 years for the Lebanon R-3 School Board?
Well, right now they are looking at major budget cuts because funding has changed for the district in the past probably 18 months. There's a good chance that there's going to be even more cuts coming from the state level when they finalize their budget in, I think, August or September. So to me, that's the biggest concern right now is where are we going to make the cuts that doesn't affect our students, that 4,500. In addition to that, I feel with the budget, another big topic is going to be hiring a new superintendent. Dr. Schmitz has already said, 2028 will be his final year. And so we're going to have to be looking for someone. And I don't know what that's going to look like financially to get a quality applicant to come to Lebanon. Again, we are a really big district, even though a lot of people still think that, we're just small town Lebanon. And we have that feel. You walk downtown and you see people all the time. But with 4,500 students, that's a big task. $60+ million budget. We're going to have to find someone who's able to do that. And I don't know financially what that's going to look like down the road. And I know some people, there's already talks about what's it going to take to get a qualified superintendent here.
And would you agree with the idea that to be able to attract people, whether it's the classroom teacher or a superintendent, pay has to be competitive?
Yes.
And often we've heard some discussion regarding the superintendent's salary, which is a very good salary, especially for somebody that lives in Lebanon, Missouri. But that salary has to be competitive.
Correct.
And again, I go back to those financial decisions that have to be made, sometimes is unpopular. And that's the tough part about being on the school board. It's hard to be a people pleaser in those types of positions.
Oh, for sure. And I am a people pleaser. I was raised that way. But I also, from my math background, like I'm a rational, logical thinker, and I'm usually pretty good about seeing the big picture. And so, my family has always said, you get what you pay for. So you have to be careful of, you don't want to buy what my dad would say, the off-brand Rice Krispies, because those don't make very good Rice Krispie treats.
The issues that face a school district as far as finances and going back to the public, at least at some point it appears there's going to have to be a vote to move some funds, but that doesn't appear to be something that will add to the cost of anything. It's just a moving of funds, is my understanding. Where do you stand on that?
I'm going to say it's a necessity. Like, I've been attending the board meetings, and it's going to have to happen. Otherwise, there's going to be, I would assume, major cuts, whether that be in staffing, basically things that would affect those 4,500 kids. So, when it comes down to it, if you have a budget and something's taken away, you got to figure it out. So moving it from, I think Dr. Schmitz calls it buckets, moving it from one bucket to the other, that's going to be how Lebanon R-3 can survive and continue to provide what we're providing for our kids.
Tell me, is there anything else you'd like for the voters to know about you personally and your positions regarding the school board?
Well, and I say this all the time. I taught in Lebanon schools my entire career. I am a Lebanon Yellow Jacket through and through. Education runs deep in my family. My grandma Frida graduated from competition back in the 40s and attended Springfield Teacher College, which is now MSU. And from there, I think there are 10 educators in our family. And we're really proud of that. We love, basically it's a service, serving the community. And I appreciate everything that I've received through Lebanon schools, whether it be my education, my kids' education, all of the kids that I've taught, and just providing for the community. I don't know, like, Lebanon is my heart. And I just want to make sure that we can continue providing the best for all of our kids. This is going to sound cheesy, but I have this plaque that was always on my desk, and it's be the change you want to see in the world. And I actually took that with me when I went to file. People don't know this, but I showed up at central office at 3:30 a.m. Because I was just that excited, and I wanted to be the first one to file. And so I was just hunkered down in my little camping chair. It was like 25 degrees. I had my Grandma Burt quilt around me. But I had that sign because that was my why. Like, if you want something, you have to do it. Don't wait for someone else to do it. And so that's really, it's my time. I'm ready.
Jina, thank you for the visit.
Thank you.
That's Jina Richardson. She's a candidate for the Lebanon R-3 School Board. Again, Lebanon Now, with these conversations with candidates, want to give you the opportunity to listen to the candidates that you'll vote for in the April 7th election. But the most important thing is that you be knowledgeable about what you're voting on and get out and vote. I'm David Millsap for Lebanon Now.
Your Vote Matters is sponsored by Boattown Brewing, City of Lebanon, Representative Knight of District 142, Representative Bill Hardwick of District 121, Hannah Kelly State Senate, Representative Melissa Schmidt of District 141, and Lebanon Now.